as we say, as long as they start. So there's our recon patrol just coming onto the battlefield now. So the lead motorcycle, they'll have a map. They'll be plotting the area. They don't know that the Russians are down the bottom of the field at the moment. So they're going to go nice and slow. Make sure that they don't run over line mines or there's nothing ambush, etc. So our lead motorcycle, we have the German commander, the recon commander. So as you can see, they're just going down nice and slow, surveying the area. Now the Russians have found them, so they've now just taken out one of the motorcycles. The German commander's decided this is a little bit too much, they have too much firepower, so he's going to bug out and go all the way back to the top of the field while returning fire as he can. So that's the anti-tank gun now going off. Obviously the German commander doesn't know what's down here, so he's put off some rounds. We did have some explosions, but we've got a bit of a technical hitch with those at the moment. So the anti-tank gun's going to fire off his rounds. Have now found out where the anti-tank gun is, which is there. So they're now going to move forward and try and engage this. So Russians, as you can see, they drop and move, hopefully none of them die on the way up. There's a German machine gun on the top of the field, which is MG42, one of the fastest firing machine guns. So the Russians are going to keep advancing. They'll probably get a little bit quicker in a minute.
Go.
As you can see, the Russians on our left, closest to the PA hut, they're using the motorcycle they've taken out as cover. Forward very soon, and we'll see what the German answer will be.
Get it. One of them's dead.
Okay, the Germans called up more troops. These are crack SS troops and crack Wehrmacht units.
One of them's using a captured Sten as well.
What the Germans are going to try to do is start to push the Russians back down the field. Are now going to start advancing down the field and start pushing the Russians back. Currently the Russians are just holding their positions. So we have the Wehrmacht troops closest to the PA hut side. They've now come out of their trench. They're going to push back the heavy machine gun the Russians have, while the SS are going to push their guys over on the far side back. So the Germans are now getting a little bit too close for comfort for the Russian commander, ordering his troops to do a retreat. This was actually quite unusual in World War II. Normally the Russians never retreated. So the Germans have now got the Russians on the retreat, so they're starting to really push their advantage and move forward using their superior firepower. The German troops were a lot better trained than the Russians, so they had their own tactics. It's called pepper pot, where one group will move forward. While they are, they get covering fire from the group at the back. The recon units now come in. The recon unit sidecar is equipped with a 42 to give even more firepower. So they seem to have taken out the far side group of Russians. Now, as you can see, there was one gentleman of the Russian side carrying a large red flag. This was a victory banner. Normal procedure was that the Russians, because they weren't really allowed to retreat by their officers, they would normally just raise this flag and do a suicide charge. And this was the Russian suicide charge.
And they're around.
So So as we can see, suicide charges never really end well. So this is most of the Russians now have died. So now they're just going to go in and check, see if there's any alive. The Eastern Front was very, very brutal. The normal system was they would just finish off any that were alive. But you see, the Germans are just making sure everything's okay. They will now occupy this position. However, the Russians being the Russians, that didn't work. We're going to try it again, only with 10 times as many troops. Possibly a tank or two. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all enjoyed that. As I say, it's the first time we've done